go back to ground in like 2 seconds.
Well, come here then. Come on. Come on. We're gonna say, you want to say hello to everybody, and then you've got to go and play with Uncle Drew. Hi, hello everybody. We've got a little sausage with me today, haven't we? Yes, we have. Yes. And he wants to sit on Granny's lap and do sewing. He does not want to go and play, do you?
Da, da, da.
Indeed, da da da. You see da 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 later. Yeah. We will take our socks off. He's been a little rat bag today, haven't you? Been a little rat bag today. He hasn't, he's been lush, but he's full of it, aren't you? Full of nonsense. Yes, you are. Right. Are you going to sit nicely so I can talk to the ladies, or are you going to go and talk to go and play with Uncle Drew? What do you want to do? No, go and play with Uncle Drew. Go on, off we go. You're going to have to take him, Drew, because he wants to sit on my lap. Yeah, he wants Granny today. Definitely wants Granny, doesn't want anybody else. Hi everybody, how are you doing? Sorry, I've just got a thing come up on the screen. Let me just get rid of that and then I can talk to you properly. Hi. Hi Claire. Hi Carolyn. Hi other Claire. Hi Carol. Hello everybody. Yeah, so Cara was in London yesterday. She had her or had something they were doing. So we had little man last night, and he's just so lush. He's so full on, but he's so lush. And he likes to watch me sew. He likes to sit on my lap, and I have to try and sew round him. But he won't. He's really good actually. He just sits there and watches. He won't touch anything. But yeah, he's got the wriggle butts on him today. But yeah, he's been out. Drew took him out to the park, went on the swings, met a little friend, which was really sweet. He's just stuffed himself full of strawberries and lunch. So hopefully he'll have a nap this afternoon now. So what was I going to say today? Let's hello to some other people. Hello Marilyn, hello Anne, hello Hilary, Patricia, Diana, hello everybody. I'm just going to turn Disney Plus down just a second. It's still very loud, sorry. There we go, that's better. Sorry, he had Encanto on while he was eating his dinner, eating his lunch. So yeah, it's all good. I've been busy working from home today. I got lots and lots done actually, which has been really good because I've just had time to, you know, get my head around it rather than trying to deal with the shop and everything. So I'm going over the shop in a moment though, once I've done here, just to get your online orders done. But I can just do that quickly and quietly and then get all that off before the weekend. We have got a daily deal for you though. So I'm going to hold them up actually. So we took these onto Hochando and we had a few kits left. So I've popped them into the daily deal section. So we've got the little Bosal baskets. We've done them before and I've done them in different fabrics, done them in Liberty and all sorts of different colours and things. But we did some little Easter ones which are actually really, really cute. So we've got the little baby chicks with little Easter eggs, and we've got the Easter egg one. Okay, so there was a few of those kits left. And I've popped them on the daily deal at half price. Okay, so if you fancy them, nip over to the website and grab them. They take about an hour and a half to make, so you've got more than enough time to do them before Easter, which is only what, 2 weeks away. More than enough time. But once you've got them and you've got the pattern, I mean, if you don't want to make them at Easter, it'll be funny, at half price for the Bosal and the lining is a good price in the pattern. You could use a different fabric on the outside if you didn't want to make them Easter, you know, and keep the Easter for something else. So those are the daily deals for you. So who else is there? Anybody else coming online? Am I still going? Because it all seems to have frozen on this screen, which is slightly worrying. Oh, don't freeze. Don't freeze. Don't know whether that's working or not. What we're going to do today, I'm going to go over to the overhead. Just shout me if it's still working, guys, because it doesn't appear to be working at the moment. It says it's frozen. Shout me if I'm still going, okay? So as goodness knows. Right, what we're going to do today is a little pouch I've called Half Moon Total Eclipse. Hopefully I'm over here and it is all right. It's all good, brilliant, okay. Oh, it might just be my screen then is freezing, so that's fab if it's okay for you. I've called it that because as I was making it, it just came into my head because of Jaffa Cakes. Do you remember the advert? What was it? New moon, half moon, total eclipse. And it was just, I don't know why, it sprang into my head as I was making it. So we're going to have a little go at these today. I thought they'd be really useful actually. If like you're a crocheter or something, you could put your crochet hooks or like stitch markers and stuff in there, just because we've got a vinyl front to it. They'd be fab for travel wallets as well. You know, if you put your, like, you could put your passport and your documents all in there and it would stay nice and thin and go into your bag. Just great little pouches. And I thought I'd play around with some of this vinyl, just so again you can see what's in the pouch. And we're going to use a cam snap, but I'll go through what you can use if you don't have cam snaps. Okay, so hi Cheryl, hi Marilyn. Oh, it is all okay, that's fine. Must just been my screen going a bit funny then. Hi Susie, hi Kate, lovely, lovely. So what you're going to need is 2 circles of fabric. Okay, so I'm going to, this was a bit of Old Liberty I had when I was, oh, excuse me. Sorry, really hurts when I sneeze. The one I made up here was just a little bit of Old Liberty that I had, but this one I thought I'd do for the sample today in this is new from Lewis and Irene. It's called Bluebell Wood. Bluebell Wood Reloved. It is on the website, I believe. I'm sure it is. I think I put it on. I will double check, but I think it is on the website. It's beautiful. It's all these bluebells with little hares and hedgehogs and all sorts. There's about 6 in the range, I think. So have a little look online if you like this. But I just thought, make it pretty. Oh, you could use them for like sunglasses as well, couldn't you? Sunglass cases and things too. All sorts of things. So sorry, it's just as I'm talking. First thing we're going to do, all I did literally was just layer these up, okay? And I used a pasta bowl. But you could make these any size, so any, you know, dinner plate, you could make them smaller, use a side plate or a bowl. You know, you could make massive ones if you wanted to, but I just literally used a pasta bowl on the fabric, drew round and cut out 2 circles. Make them whatever size you like though, okay? I also did exactly the same and cut out a circle of vinyl too, okay? Yeah, it's really pretty, Susie, isn't it? It's really cute. Hi Sheila. Oh, don't worry about being late, darling. It's absolutely fine. And hi Helen as well. I love this this range. It's really like gentle, that bluebell cornflower type blues, with really cute little. I like, it's almost like a bit of cantha stitching design in there as well, which is really nice. We're going to layer this up first of all. So you don't have to make these wadded, but I think it gives it a bit of body, which is quite nice. So we're going to start with just layering up the outer. And bit of spray based, just, there we go, like that. And then whip it round and spray baste the other side. Just enough just to keep that down, okay? And then trim this off. This is great for using up. You know, you could make a piece of fabric, you mile and minute them. These would be really good for using up small amounts of fabric. We do sell the vinyl as well. We've got the glitter vinyl and the plain vinyl. So again, you could use the glitter. That would be pretty too. Just trim off this excess wadding, okay, like that. Get all the way around. I should probably have done this beforehand, shouldn't I? So nice to see some of your challenge posts. I'm loving the fact that you're coming up with creative ways for, you know, doing the theme of summer. That's fantastic. Really lovely. I don't know if anyone's seen on the Gigglers page, Olwyn Parry had a little go at the block we did yesterday. It came out really fab. It looked gorgeous. She used all these pretty blues and pinks and stuff in there. It was lush. We're going to pop the line, well, it does, so just be careful with if you've got a directional fabric, okay? This is going to actually be my inner piece because I want the hairs to stay the right way up, and I'm going to use this one as the outer, which folds over because it's not directional, but this one is directional. If you look on here, these trees are actually directional, but when you fold it over, the tree's upside down. So be careful if you're using directionals, which ones you use, okay? I'm going to flip this over, get rid of a bit of that, like that, and then add this on to that side. And then you just want to do a weeny bit of quilting, okay? What you choose to do, entirely up to you. This is a nice little size. You could do a little bit of free motion. You could, you know, like emphasize patterns that are on there. Have a little play around with it because it's nice and little to control. All I did on this one was just some vertical lines, and that's what I'm going to do on this one, is just some vertical lines. Okay, so we're going to go over to there. And so talk to me, please, ladies. I mean, you could draw these out, but I'm just going to go for it, to be honest. I'm not worrying too much. I'm going to just up my stitch length to 4, just for ease. And I'm just going to do some diagonal lines, vertical lines on it. So what's everybody been up to? Has anybody got anything exciting to tell me? Has anybody been doing anything interesting? There we go. I'm just going to do it. A couple of lines. Just do a bit of quilting. Make yourself a quilted circle, basically. I'm going to go back up that way. When you're quilting, go in opposite directions where you can as well. It stops the fabric travelling a little bit. Okay, like that. That way. Okay. Hi, Carol. Lovely, lovely. Let's just chuck another one down that side. And so you're just going to have to put up with me a little bit just while I do this bit of quilting, okay? I'm not really concentrating. I really should, because that was really wonky. That was really wonky. Never mind. Let's do some like matchstick quilting then. Let's just go with the wonkiness. There we go. You finally stitched in the ends on your latest big quilt and the binding fabrics arrived. Ah, amazing. Finishing end is in sight. Oh, we want to see pictures when you're done, lovely. Definitely want to see pictures when you're done. There we go. And I'm just going to put a couple over here, and then we could do maybe some like wavy lines, couldn't we? Do a couple of wavy lines on it. There we go. And then down that side. You do as little or as much as you want, okay? It really doesn't matter with this. This is a real mega quick little project. It'd be nice if you were given, like, say, money or a voucher or something as a gift, right? We could do some just wavy lines, couldn't we? Try not to be too precious about them. Just go for it. You've got 2 tea loaves in the oven. The kitchen smells amazing. Ooh, nice. Oh, I haven't had a tea loaf. I love a malt loaf. Do love a malt loaf. I haven't had a tea loaf in ages. My gran used to make the most amazing bread pudding. Not bread in butter, but bread pudding. And it was quite stodgy, but it was really good with like lots of butter on it. Here we go. Just doing a couple of wonky lines. It's quite nice, the wonky line quilting, particularly if you're doing a more sort of modern quilt. You don't really have to think about it. If I was doing a full quilt, I would probably go with my walking foot. But you love your Mother's Day vouchers. Ah, brilliant, lovely, lovely. Well, when you're ready to spend it, lovely, just give us a shout and you can decide what you want. We can do it over the phone if you can't get into us. Okay, so all I've done is just quilted the whole thing. I've just done some wonky and straight lines. Well, straightish lines. We're going to come back over here. Nothing exciting to report this week, just working all week. Oh, bless you. Yeah, it's never fun, is it, when I suppose you're having to catch up a little bit. All you want to do now is just trim off any excess. Just go with, I freehand it, but you could put your template back over, your dinner plate back over if you wanted to, but because the wadding's just crept a little bit, I'm just taking off this excess. Okay, so I mean these are really, we're going to be done in about 10 minutes, honestly, even quicker than that probably. These are very, very quick to do. Just get rid of that bit there. Okay, so we've got a nice quilted circle now, just with some different designs on it. Just play around with it. Okay, how you do it is entirely up to you. Pop that aside for now. And then what you want to do is you want to grab your vinyl piece. Now I know it's hard to see the vinyl, but we're going to, hopefully you'll be able to get the gist. You want to chop off about 3 inches. Again, this is entirely up to you how much you chop off. You could have a much bigger one with only a small overlap like that, so it was more like you'd taken a bite out of the moon. I decided to go down a bit further like that. But you know or you could do it completely in half, but then you wouldn't see the vinyl, would you? I suppose. But you know, it could be like a pie slice then. But you know, you decide how much you want. If you want it the same as this one, I cut off, I believe it was 4 inches. Yeah, 4 inches. Okay, so I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this because the vinyl's clear. I'm just going to line up my ruler on the 4-inch line right on the edge of the circle, like that. There we go, and just chop it off. Okay, right the way across. Now you could keep that smaller piece to do one with a deeper if you want, you know, play around with them. So we've got a piece that looks like that. Now I'm going to use ready-made bias binding for this. It does need to be bias, okay, because you need the stretch because it's a circle. I'm going to use ready-made bias, but there is nothing stopping you making your own bias. Do you sell those press studs? We don't, I'm afraid, lovely, but I'll go through it in a minute where I got mine from. I got a really good deal, so when I get to that bit, I'll go through it for you. I'm using ready-made bias, okay, just off the reel. You pick whatever colour, but you can quite easily make your own bias binding. I think we've done a tutorial on it actually, about how making your own bias. And you want a piece that's just a little bit bigger than the vinyl. Okay, so like that. Okay, we're gonna, now this bit doesn't actually have to be biased because it's straight, but you want the bias for the circle. And we're just going to sandwich that in between like that. And then I need some little clips. But the big question is it a waning moon or a waxing moon? Ooh, I'm going to go, right, I never remember which way. It's waning when you go towards a full moon and waxing when you go the other way. I don't know, I can't remember. My husband would know, he's into all that sciencey stuff and everything. So I'm just going to use some binding clips just to hold this in place a second. And I'm just going to cover that straight edge. I'm going to go with waxing moon just because I like the sound of the word wax. Oh, waning. No, waning sounds a bit like whining. And I've had enough of that, of listening to myself and bitch and moan about my stupid nose. So I'm going to go with waxing, like the wax on a baby bell. So we're going to come back over to the machine and just click under like that. And all I'm going to do is top stitch about 1/16 of an inch away just to cover up that vinyl edge. Okay. Now, because I'm stitching on the bias, you don't need to put a Teflon foot or anything like that on. I've just folded it over the edge. Ooh, and away we go. Okay, so take it a bit slow and steady. You know, slow your machine down if you need to. Get it nice and neat. But I found it went through because I had the bias there. You didn't need the Teflon at all. I love your reasoning, yeah. I love a baby bell. I do love a baby bell. It's my snack of choice. I've got to get back on my diet, I really do. And it was one of those things that a baby bell's only like 1 point, so I could have a little baby bell as a snack. There we go. So all the way down and just stitch this one in place. There we go. Okie doke. So just added on. Oh, I didn't change my stitch back. Never mind, it's staying like that now. It's a slightly bigger top stitch. Just stitch down like that, okay? Come back over here. And what we want to do is just trim off that bit of bias in line with the edge of the circle, like that. Time to put it all together now. So you're going to decide what you want is your like lining. So I'm going to have, this is my lining so that my, they're not, because otherwise the hair, if that was my outer, the hairs would be upside down, which would annoy me. Oh. No, then they're upside down on the back, aren't they? So no, I'm gonna have that on the inside so that I know that they're the right way around. It would bug me otherwise. And we're gonna line this one up on the bottom. So line it up with the bottom of the circle, like that. Just move it until it sort of fits like that. And I want those clips back. Wax on, wax off, Karate Kid. Oh yeah, I loved that film. I had such a crush when I was like 13, 14 on old Ralph, what's his face? It was in Karate Kid. I think he was like the crush of choice for a lot of girls at school. Here we go, a couple more clips. I'm just going to clip this in place just to hold it there. Again, don't use pins on vinyl because it can tear the vinyl. Okay, there we go, like that. All right, if you've got any little bits that are a little bit overhanging, just chop them off. Okay, you can be quite, you know, don't have to be too precise with these. There we go, like that. You want some more bias now, and what we're basically, all we're going to do is going to do bias all the way around the outside, and then I'm going to show you the little cam snaps. Okay, where you start is up to you. On this one I started down here on the vinyl. I didn't make a very good job on it, but where you start, I'm going to start up on this top corner. Now I'm not opening it up and using it like you would normally with bias. Normally you would like do that, wouldn't you, with the bias? You would stitch in there and then fold it over and then hand stitch it on the back. I'm not doing that, I'm just using it sandwiched on. Okay, so leave an end and tuck that over like that. Now I can use a pin on this top bit just to hold it a little bit, just to hold the very beginning. Okay, now I'm not going to pin this, I'm going to work around and move it as we go. I think that for me it gave it a better finish because I could sort of stretch and manipulate it a little bit because of it being biased. But leave yourself a tail. So I'm going to start stitching here and we're going to work our way around. It's just started snowing there. You'll have to sew this afternoon to the garden. Oh no, how terrible for you, Han. But yeah, do you know what? Even though the sun is out today, because the sun's out brightly, it really is. It's so cold out there. The wind is bitter, bitter, bitter cold. So I'm just going to trap this underneath like that. And again, you want to top stitch it, so you want to be about 1/16 of an inch or so away. Okay, and I'm gonna manipulate this as I go round. I find that a lot easier. You could tack it into place if you wanted to, but now I've got the needle in it, I can take that pin out. I find it easier just to do it steady and a bit slowly and go around carefully like that, and then get to that. Make sure you put your needle down before you get to the next bit, and then you can see that one's, oh, I've just cut that a little bit too big on there. There we go, got it. And manipulate this bit round like that. So because if it's being biased, you've got that stretch and it doesn't pucker too badly or anything. There we go. We're going to work our way round. So talk to me please, my dears, while I work my way round. Anybody else? Lovely washing day there. Oh, fab. Oh, see, it'd be too cold to get the washing out today, it really would. So, there we go, round we go. Now, you could, like I said, you could make your own bias. That would be, you know, it's very easy to do. I think Sarah actually did it on, I've done it on a Chanda, a little tutorial on it. I'm sure we've done it on the 1 o'clock, how to make your own bias quickly. There we go. Oh, excuse me, that's my phone going off. There we go, trying to sandwich all this in. You do need a few fingers, hold it down steady. So you could sandwich it and clip it, sandwich and clip it if you prefer. But you know me, I don't do pins unless I have to. Yeah, it's way too cold to get my washing on the line, which is a shame actually, because energy prices, the amount of washing we have in this house is crazy. We do about 4 or 5 loads a day, and with the energy prices at the minute, it's not fun. It's really not fun, the amount it's costing, having to use like tumble dryer and stuff. So there we go, let's get that one sandwiched in, nearly there. So is anybody actually making anything for Easter? Are you doing anything? Are you big Easter celebrators? What do you do? Ooh, hang on, I've got a bit squiffy there. There we go. Get my fingers in there. That's better. I've come off the vinyl now, so it'll sew a little bit easier now once you get off the vinyl. I mean, the vinyl stitches really well, particularly if you're like encasing it in fabric like this. I find that you don't need a Teflon foot or anything. There we go. So when I get to about this point, I want to kind of, you know, make sure that I join this neatly. So I'm going to go just a weeny bit closer before I start measuring to join. And I'm going to get to there. Okay, so first thing I want to do is this edge here. I'm just going to cut it like that, and you want to open it out fold it, and now I've got to try and do this, we're keeping the needle in. Okay, fold it under like that, so you've got a little hem, and then fold it back across so that you haven't got a raw edge on the end and there. Okay, so fold that back under so you can see it's all tucked under. Now I'm going to put a clip on there just to hold it. Alright, and then I want to measure this piece to be just a weeny bit bigger, like 3/4 of an inch bigger. You just want to be able to tuck it in. So I'm going to cut it off there. Okay, right, this is fiddly, okay, it's not fiddly, but you know, you need, trying to do it with my hand out of the way is not easy, okay. So, sorry, I'm just going to have to blow my nose quickly, my nose is bleeding, sorry. Oh, dearie me. Sorry, it's not healing very well, and every now and then it's still bleeding. Sorry about that. Okay, so that one's going to go under like that, okay, and this one's you're going to just put over the top, so you're encasing that raw edge. So I'm going to chuck that one over the top. Oh, hang on. Right, you're going to have to excuse a minute just while I get my fingers in the way. I know you can't see because my fingers are in the way, but there we go, got it. Okay, like that, line it all up. Get that underneath. Why is that not tucking today? There we go, got it. Got it, there we go. Okay, and then away we go again. So it's a lot easier off camera. You can just backstitch, take it away and do it, and then come back to it, alright? I'm trying to do it on camera for you at an angle, which is not the easiest. There we go. So we're going to go around the top here, like that. I've got a feeling that that is just lie flat. There we go, got it. And away we go again. Just go over that bumpy bit. And back to the beginning, and then just back stitch it off and cut. Okay. Oh no, I missed it. I made a right mess of it. Ugh. Right. Hang on, let's get back over to here. I missed the bias. Can you see? It moved. Right. Let me just unpick that bit there. If I just uncatch that stitch. I was trying to do it right. I'm going to take that underneath like that, there we go. See, I should have just taken it off the machine, shouldn't I, and done it rather than trying to do it on the machine. It would have made life so much easier. There we go, pop a pin in there like that, and then if I just catch that bit there and there. Right, so don't try and do it all on the machine like I just did for you guys, because it made a mess. There we go, that's better. Right, you just pop a little pin in there. Okay, and I'm just going to start here and go back over that, alright? Won't be a second. Are you all still there? Everybody? Or you're bored of me and you're gone home? Right, let's do it from this side so I can definitely catch that. Just go slow and steady over that bulky bit. Ah, there we go. Got it this time. You all still there? I'm not sure anyone's talking to me today, mind. There we go. Got it. So, back over here we go. And then just trim off those ends. Let's get rid of those little ends and stuff. So, like that, and off this side as well. Okay, you'd make a neater job of that than me because you'd not rush as much. So when we fold this over like that, that's going to be my little pouch, alright, like that. So I managed to catch all sorts of threads in that as I was working, alright. So you could absolutely, so if you've got some cam snaps, I'll show you. Hello, you're still here, fabulous. I'll show you how to use the cam snaps, and what I'll do is I'll put a link of the one that I bought up. But if you haven't got cam snaps, you could use a little bit of the stick-on Velcro. That would work because it's, you know, it's really strong adhesive on the back, on there. So you could use a little stick-on one. You could, I suppose, could you sew, I don't know if you'd sew a popper on, that wouldn't work. I don't think that would work. You could use a little magnetic clasp. That would work. You could put a magnetic clasp on there. But, I mean, I've chosen to use a cam snap because cam snaps work really well in vinyl. But stick on Velcro, I think, would be my other option, because that would stick really nicely to here. Just do a little square of it there, and then a little square of it there, and you could stitch it on if you wanted to, but just stick it to the vinyl. You could stitch onto the vinyl, but just be careful. But I think that's probably, I would probably go Velcro rather than eyelets or anything if you haven't got cam snaps. So I treated myself. So years ago I bought a cam snap thing from somewhere, I can't even remember where I bought it from, but it wasn't a real one, and it just didn't work. So I bought this off Amazon, off the A Word, the other day. So I had a huge box. I mean, this, I think it's 600 snaps. So black and white ones, the plier thing, and all your extra bits and stuff as well, and all those colours. I think it was £14 in total. So be nice as a round table mat. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Actually, you could do them, if you did them with a little bit of vinyl, you could put your, like, for outside, for your patio tables, you could put your knife and fork in there, couldn't you? And a napkin, and put it on the table, and then they could take it off or something as well. You know, if you wanted to do it for outside, you know, to keep things from blowing around, that would work too. So, but yeah, this little kit, the whole thing, and I have to say, it worked perfectly. First time, which I've never had before. I've always struggled with cam snaps a bit. I know Sarah uses them a lot, but this was $13.99. I'll put a link to the exact one that I bought, because this worked really well. And it, you know, I know it's Amazon, but it's out. You know, sometimes they're okay. So I'm going to go with this. Should I go with pale blue, or should I go with a richer blue? No, let's go with the pale blue, I think. Ooh, do I like that colour? No, I like that colour. So I liked as well, last time the one I bought, it didn't give me any sort of instructions either. So it tells you need two of the main buttons, which are the spiky bits. So I want two spiky bits, like that. And then you need a male and a female. So that's a female. Where's a male? No, that's a female one. There's a male one, I think. Yeah, so then you need a male and a female piece. Okay, like that. The other bit I liked on these instructions, which I'd not seen before, is it actually tells you to take a little pair of scissors to the button in a minute, which I'll show you. So I'm going to put one through here, up here. So I'm going to use the little bradawl to just put a hole through the fabric, like that. So just poke that through. You're going to put one of the buttons, is that in the middle? That really wasn't in the middle, wasn't it? I've just made a hole in that fabric and it wasn't in the middle. So I want it there. Hang on, I'm in the right place. I want it there. So make a little hole like that. And you're going to push this one through, like that. Okay. Push it through the hole and just use your fingers to really push it down, like that. I'm sure Sarah would show you much better than I do with this. Then you put on your female bit, and it said to use, and I'm going to be really naughty and use these fabric scissors, just to take the tip of the plastic off. Okay, just take the very tip off, and then pop this into your pliers like that, and just squeeze like that, and that one's in. Okay, then you just want to measure where this one is. So if you give it a bit of a push like that, you can sort of feel where you want it to be. Just very carefully with the vinyl, just put a tiny little hole where you want it to be. Okay, and then I'm going to put the button in from the back with the spike like that. And as you do it, don't push too much with the vinyl so it doesn't tear. Okay, so I kind of protect it as I'm going around and push around like that. Put the male bit on. Now if it said on the instructions, if you can feel the spike above that, clip it off. So that's what I'm going to do again. So I'm just going to clip the very edge off, top off like that. You really like this project? Ah, fab! Thanks, honey. It's a really cute little one. So can you see now that hopefully you can see that the pliers, it feels like it's not going to get there. So you've just got to fold this down until you can get it in there, basically. Fold the fabric up, move it around until that is in the cup, and then squeeze. Like that. Okay. So that's now in. And then that sits like that and closes. Okay, I didn't have to make a mess of that, never mind. I probably should have hidden that over here somewhere, shouldn't I? Oh, excuse me, nose is going. So we've got a little half moon total eclipse pouch. I'm sure they'll come in handy for lots of little things. Come in handy for all these bits. I could keep all these bits and the instructions in there, couldn't I, with the pouch, you know. I just thought it was a bit of a different shape. It was a nice way of using a bit of vinyl. You could, I suppose, that might be an idea. You could actually make this vinyl as well. So if you made that quilted, sorry, I've gone off on a tangent, haven't I? But if you made your quilted circle and then you put, say this was a whole piece, made that vinyl too before putting the bias on, so that you could still see your pattern, but it was vinyl, it would be sort of waterproof, wouldn't it? So like if you wanted to carry around like some baby wipes or bits and pieces, or you know, stuff like that, or if you're going away, like when I go away, my flannel and toothbrush is always wet and stuff, and that annoys me. You could then put your flannel, you know, when you put it in your back in toilet bag, it goes wet, doesn't it? So if you put if you cut 2 circles of vinyl and did that vinyl as well, it'd be waterproof, wouldn't it? And then you could, yeah, I might make another one like that in a minute and check it works, but I don't see why it wouldn't. And just make it, yeah, make it all nice and waterproof in there. So would be good for odd layer cake squares as well. Yes, yeah, that's really good. And all sorts of like scraps and stuff. If you're doing so come back over here a second. If you do like English paper piecing, you know, that's a nice little pouch you could keep all your bits in. You know, you could put extra snaps on if you wanted to. You know, if you want to. If you're worried about, mind you, I don't think things will fall out because that's quite a tight gap. So yeah, little half moon total eclipse pouch, just something a little bit different. But no, we don't sell. So you can see they're different sizes because I use different dinner plates. So you could make a smaller one again, and actually they'd all stack inside each other, wouldn't they? So you see that will go in there like that, and then you can make other small ones and all as well, you know, for storage and things. So have a play with them, play around with the sizes, all sorts, you know, nice and easy to do. But this little cam snap thing, I'll put a link up in a moment to the one that I bought so that you can have a little go at it. You know, it's one of those things I think it's definitely worth treating yourself to, because I've already used it quite a few times this weekend on different little projects and things I've been playing with. Although it was a shame the white and black ones didn't fit in the box, but never mind. I'll have to find some storage for these. Right, so just say hello to, well, say goodbye to people now. Okay, so, that's okay, Helen, thank you. Thanks, Gail. Thank you, Carol. Great little project. Yeah, hopefully, yes. I do feel better today than I did yesterday, and I felt better yesterday than I did the day before. I think the second round of antibiotics are starting to work. I don't feel, it's still bleeding quite a lot randomly, which is really annoying. But I think the antibiotics are starting to work, which, fingers crossed, by the end of the weekend I might feel a bit more human. So yeah, so that's it from us today, this week. We will be back on Tuesday. I think Sarah, as long as she's feeling okay, we'll be doing the quilt along on Tuesday. We'll then have week 5 of the, not the quilt along, crochet along. Sarah will be doing week 5 of the quilt along then on the Wednesday, and then I've got a couple of little projects. I haven't decided which one I'm going to do yet, but I've found loads of, I've been having a real play with things in the last few weeks, so I've got a couple of little things to show you. So we'll do that Thursday. And hope you all have a lovely weekend. I'm hoping this wind calms down a bit because it's a bit chilly, but if not, we'll see you Tuesday, guys. Don't forget there's that daily deal on those Easter baskets. I will be posting out before the weekend. I'll make sure your orders go. If you do them like sort of this afternoon, I'll do all the orders tomorrow morning. I'll go over and get those done so that you get them ready for the weekend. Okay, so have a good weekend, and I'll see you soon. Take care.